Yeah. Um, when I hear about stories of people taking steroid creams for like months to years, and their skin is so screwed up. One, they could get red skin syndrome, which is even when coming off these steroid creams, your skin has just become so dependent on this immunosuppressant that the skin just starts to get bright red and start to flake off, and that's a huge side effect. But two, like none of these doctors have to be telling the patients you can only take steroid creams for a maximum of 2 weeks. You should not be taking it for months. And it's crazy that some of these patients are just not educated, whether that's the doctor's fault or the patient's fault, I don't know. But I think both of us are trying to get the message across that you should not be using these drugs that suppresses the natural response of the body, which is to create inflammation. Why? Because there's something in your diet or lifestyle that is causing inflammation, and you shouldn't suppress it artificially with drugs.
Right, right. I think something that paints the picture that we're both saying is when people come to me and we start the healing journey. When I started my healing journey, the skin didn't respond right away. It got a lot worse in the first few months because the inflammatory response just went into overdrive because it was trying its best to start the healing process. And what a lot of people do on their journey is during the first 3 months, when their skin isn't showing the signs of healing, then they try something else, get off the protocols, they freak out. And a big part of my message is you're going to have to go through a little bit to get to where you want to be. And that's totally okay. Things can get worse before they get better, but they will get better if you stay consistent. Also, I think that, is it the doctor's fault? Is it the patient's fault? A little bit of both. I try to promote as loudly as I can, take responsibility for your own health. If you're going to see a doctor, ask them questions. Don't just take everything they say at word value. Question them. And then at the end of the day, think about it yourself and make up your own mind. And if you decide to go with their advice or some other advice, then you take responsibility for your actions and don't sit back and at the end of the day, blame doctors or blame a YouTuber who you tried to copy their diet and it didn't work after 2 weeks. This is the hero's journey. It's the warrior's path. It's not for everyone, but for those who are willing to really put some work into it, there is light at the end of the tunnel for sure. And this is a big point. A lot of people say, well, how long does it take to heal, Rob? You usually say like 6 months to a year, sometimes a year and a half. I don't have that much time. I don't want to go through all that. You don't have that much time. In a year and a half, you're still going to be messed up and jacked up anyway. Plus, in a year, you're going to have to learn the lifestyle that will heal you. And guess what? When your skin's healthy, you still have to do those same things. You still have to eat clean. You still have to live a healthy life in order to keep your skin that way. So you might as well get used to the discipline and make that discipline a habit and make it easy, because you're going to have to do it for the rest of your life anyway. So whether you've been cured for after 6 months or a year or even 2 years, it really doesn't matter. Looking back, if I would have been like, oh, I've been doing this for 10 months and I'm not healed yet, so now I'm going to give up. Well, then I just would have missed out on the 8.5 years that I've been cured and the rest of my life that I will be cured. So I try to open people's eyes to the fact that it's not going to be easy. You do have to take responsibility for it. It will take a lot of hard work. It will be up and down, but it's worth it. It's really worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And there is light at the end of the tunnel. You don't have to have a lifetime of waking up with flakes on your pillow and itching yourself to sleep and bleeding on stuff and not going on dates and being socially awkward or having no confidence. You can have healthy skin. You can feel good about your skin, and you can get to a place where you just don't have to worry about it. All you got to do is stay consistent.